What is the most effective method to dominate and subdue a populace? It is to indoctrinate them into a conditioned state of helplessness, convincing them that they are subject to external forces. An individual lacking self-belief and faith in possibilities would conform to the regulations established by those in power. This is how the pernicious mechanism of our society operates. It is an intricate network of deception, manipulation, and erroneous indoctrination. A divine essence resides within you, obscured by the extensive societal indoctrination you have endured over the years. Your lack of awareness regarding its significance and your inherent potential has resulted in a rather poor existence, has it not? However, all is not futile. There's still hope for you. Within the intricate architecture of your brain lies a diminutive yet powerful gland that can facilitate your transcendence beyond limitations and unify you with the infinite, the origin of all existence. It can aid in rejuvenating and reestablishing your spiritual connection with your higher self. Are you prepared to utilize this intriguing knowledge and activate the Christ awareness within you? If you are committed to solving the mystery, continue watching this video, as it will present an efficient strategy to assist you in achieving your goal. The understanding that we are boundless entities of divinity is not novel. It is in fact as ancient as human civilization, and esteemed spiritual gurus from diverse traditions have thoroughly discussed it. The Bible conveys its messages through narratives and parables. Regrettably, the majority of individuals approach the Bible like they would any other literary work. Consequently, they fail to extract any significant insights as they attempt to adhere strictly to the literal interpretation of each word. Since the era of Jesus, only a select few have comprehended the art of employing metaphors in the Bible to convey wisdom and esoteric knowledge that was restricted from the general populace. This has been the standard in human communities from the dawn of humanity. Access to the profound esoteric secrets, particularly those about our infinite essence and our capacity to manifest by waking the Christ consciousness inside, was restricted to a select few. A mere few sages, mystics, and individuals in authority were aware of these profound insights. If it had been widespread knowledge, humanity would have discovered a solution to their suffering far sooner. But this is not in the interest of those in power. Those in authority have consistently sought to maintain the status quo, with certain influential individuals profiting off the populace's ignorance. This is the configuration of the 3D world matrix. The system is so robust that it cannot be disassembled through physical means, and any resistance against it is comparable to depleting all your vital energy in vain. The sole method to liberate oneself from the unseen constraints of mundane existence is to introspect and connect with the divine essence inside you. The objective is to awaken the Christ consciousness within, enabling a heart-centered existence replete with love and fulfillment. Before proceeding, it is essential to comprehend the true nature of Christ consciousness. Christ consciousness, as indicated by its designation, represents a heightened state of awareness markedly distinct from the typical states of consciousness we commonly experience. Typically, our senses are inundated with the hormones of tension, fear, and anxiety due to our immersion in the challenges of the material realm. The material world, while a significant aspect of human existence, is fundamentally an illusion. The mind is paramount, and an individual's state of consciousness generates the external conditions in the physical realm. Thus, opposing physical truth is ultimately pointless. Your states of consciousness are being shaped, and if you are earnest about assuming control of your life, you must begin internally. By addressing your state of consciousness, which is the fundamental source of every event you face in life, developing a Christ consciousness is the sole remedy for all your fears, anxieties, and concerns. At this level of consciousness, you surpass the constraints of the material realm and establish a direct connection with limitless intelligence, the divine consciousness. This is the identical state of consciousness that Jesus attuned to while performing miracles. Repeatedly, we observe enlightened individuals who embody the same consciousness as Buddha, Krishna, Gandhi, and numerous others. These masters and ascended beings convey the message of emancipating one's soul from the apparent constraints of the world. Every issue or apprehension is merely a perception fabricated by the human mind. The pervasive nature of this falsehood leads the majority to accept it uncritically, so relinquishing their autonomy. The Christ consciousness permeates the universe, exemplified by the life of Jesus, along with all avatars and liberated beings who embody Not ego consciousness or a fragmented awareness, but the unified consciousness of the Divine Father, which constitutes the essence of Christ. The ego significantly contributes to the dilution of awareness by fostering attachment to external entities and objects. Living in Christ consciousness entails recognizing the deceit of the ego and not succumbing to its influence. Three essential aspects of Christ consciousness facilitate an individual's transcendence, from limited awareness to genuine integration with the infinite source expressing its magnificence in all facets of existence. The primary quality is the realization of one's authentic self as a divine extension of the Supreme or God. The Greek term for Christ signifies the Anointed One. Divine essence permeates each individual, rendering us all as the anointed. However, we often fail to recognize our inherent power and instead exist in states of fear. No one is too exceptional to be excluded from the honor of serving as an extension of God. Attaining Christ consciousness is feasible for any individual provided that we develop sufficient self-awareness. The second element of Christ consciousness is the awareness of our thoughts and deeds. Upon awakening to their inherent divinity and recognizing their connection to the infinite, an individual must relinquish their previous modes of existence. Each thinking initiates a process that ultimately culminates in a bodily action. We are collectively crafting the fabric of our life experiences one thought at a time. An average individual may lead an unexamined existence, but one aspiring for Christ consciousness cannot do so. One must be cognizant of the thoughts one cultivates in the fertile soil of his mind, as each thought is crucial in forming his destiny. The third attribute of Christ consciousness is the pursuit of existence from an elevated state of self-awareness. This suggests extending compassion to oneself and others while avoiding entrapment in the complexities of the ego. What are the practical steps to activate Christ consciousness? The solution resides within your mind, quite literally. The pineal gland, a diminutive gland within the brain, serves as a conduit to elevated levels and facilitates spiritual expansion. The activation of this gland is crucial for the enhancement of your spiritual perception and knowledge. It has been referred to as the third eye or the eye of God in numerous ancient texts, as it facilitates access to elevated awareness and connection with limitless knowledge. This unique gland, a little endocrine structure measuring 3 to 5 millimeters, is situated near the brainstem at the brain center. The conical shape differentiates it from surrounding organs and tissues. The pineal gland is essential for melatonin production, a hormone that affects brain activities including sleep. It consequently influences the circadian cycle and operates as a link between the sensory domain and the celestial spiritual realm. The pineal gland receives greater blood flow than any other organ, resulting in the idea that it possesses the largest concentration of energy in the human body. The pineal gland is identified as the Ajna chakra in the Vedic literature of ancient India. Sanskrit literature identifies 7 primary chakras or energy centers within the human body. Each chakra serves as a conduit for energy that sustains the mind, body, and spirit. Each chakra is distinct, possesses specific attributes, and contributes to the regulation and equilibrium of energy throughout the body. A chakra may get obstructed due to numerous factors, hence affecting the delicate equilibrium of the entire system. When a chakra is imbalanced, it must be restored to equilibrium to effectively refill the vital reserves of the energetic body. The Ajna is the 6th of the 7 chakras situated between the eyebrows. The root of the term Ajna signifies knowledge, illustrating the long-standing association of this energy center with wisdom and access to elevated planes. The Kundalini energy, which rises from the base of the spine, reaches the third eye center, leading to visions and heightened perception. This perception is notably different from what we perceive in the regular states of consciousness, and is consequently devoid of the sense of duality. In this chakra, everything becomes one, the masculine and the feminine man, and God, for there is only one energy coursing through every avatar. Master yogis undergo the activation of this chakra and become all-seeing beings capable of sculpting their aspirations into reality. In ancient Egypt, the pineal gland was dubbed the Eye of Horus, and archaeologists have found the pineal gland preserved in the mummification process. However, the relevance of the pineal gland in awakening superconsciousness is not limited to ancient scriptures and traditions. Scientific research is being done on how this tiny gland combines the world of matter with other dimensions. The functioning of the pineal gland is strongly tied to two neurotransmitters termed serotonin and melatonin. The pineal gland is particularly sensitive to light. When we detect light via our open eyes, it hits our optic nerve, and the optic nerve sends a signal to the brain, activating a variety of neurological and chemical events that lead the pineal gland to generate serotonin. Serotonin is the neurotransmitter that helps the body become aware of its environment and governs its various processes. Serotonin also creates beta wave frequencies ranging from 1232 Hz. These are high-frequency brain waves responsible for critical thinking and executing day-to-day chores. So during the day, most of us are in beta brainwave states, and that helps us engage with the outside world. On the other hand, while we are in an environment with decreased light, like at night, the pineal gland starts creating the second neurotransmitter called melatonin. This one helps the brainwaves to calm down from beta to alpha to theta to delta. In the lower brainwave states, the sympathetic nervous system's activity are muted, and the body falls into states of deep relaxation and rejuvenation, culminating in sleep. One of the most potent and scientifically recognized ways of activating the pineal gland is by immersing oneself in deep levels of meditation. An effective meditation principally leads to a full dissociation from the outer world and offers us the chance to connect with the worlds beyond our regular perception. Millions of people try their luck at meditation, yet only a handful get to experience the strange activation of their pineal gland. This is because the conscious mind is too busy and so occupied with the exterior surroundings that it never lets the body and mind fully unwind. The brainwave frequencies are chaotic and give no space for diving deep into the layers of one's own consciousness. Since the natural secretion of melatonin at night causes lower brainwave states, research reveals that meditation at night between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. yields the most dramatic outcomes, since the melatonin levels are maximum in a 24-hour cycle. In Sanskrit, this is called the Brahma Muhurta. Brahman literally means the creator, hence this hour, just before sunrise, is viewed as the optimum window for creating one's existence. Here is how Sadhguru highlights the importance of the Brahma Muhurta. The entire body is in a specific, conducive atmosphere, and there is a natural creation of what is called melatonin, which is a secretion of the pineal gland. We want to make use of this, since the pineal gland is secreting at its utmost during Brahma Muhurta, which implies you can stabilize. At this time, individuals want to sit up and complete their spiritual procedures so that they gain the maximum advantage. Brahma Muhurta denotes the time of the creator. You can look at it this way. It is the time when you can build yourself. It is vital to note that the activation of the pineal gland can only happen in states of rest and repair, and not in the survival mode. As the stress levels go higher in the body, the melatonin levels fall, leaving the body in an alert state of fight or flight. Your best chance is to take advantage of the hours between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. and meditate to activate this secret gland and access Christ consciousness within you. As we approach to the finish of the movie, here is the pineal gland activation meditation you may utilize every night. First, settle in a seated position in a comfortable yet straight posture. Since you will be conducting this meditation at night, you are likely to go back asleep if you do not keep a firm posture. Gently close your eyes and find all the energy points in your body one by one. They originate from the tail of your spine and stop at the crown of your head. If you can see a visual picture of the placement of the energy centers before sitting for meditation, that would assist you avoid any confusion. Once you have mentally located all the chakras in your body, close your eyes and start breathing deeply. Take extended inhales and exhales to root oneself even deeper and firmer in the present moment. Slowly place all your concentration on the first two energy centers of your body. These are the root and the sacral chakras. Now take a deep inhalation, and as you inhale, envision all the energy from these lower centers moving upwards. With a solid intention and a lengthy inhale, let this energy move through every center and eventually release it between your eyebrows, reaching your pineal gland. As the energy enters your third eye, exhale and relax. Then gear up for a second breath doing the same, taking energy from the lower centers and concentrating it at your pineal gland. In the beginning, you would only be able to do a few rounds of breaths, but with enough training and patience, you would get better at this breathwork technique. Repeat this breathwork practice every day for a minimum of 21 days to activate the pineal and experience the enchantment beyond the realm of 3D. Don't forget that your most fantastic and rewarding life is on the horizon. One must manifest it gradually utilizing the significant potential of the pineal gland.